You didn't think I'd recognize you?
Just taking no chances. Who shall we?
Edward.
Sorry.
You, Bruce.
Glad to meet you, Eddie. Car's this way.
Well, I hope it's all right for you.
This'll be fine. Doing it up yourself?
Yes.
Hard work. I'll have a shave and a bath.
Yes, well, it's just down the end of the hall.
Thanks, Jack.
I'll fix you something to eat.
Thanks. He said you want to look at this.
He remembered. Nice one.
Yeah, I'll need it back. Something else I've got to look at.
Right.
No. Got an item for me? Take it. Come on.
For appearance sake at your hotel, you look like a tennis freak. There we are. A beauty. 220 Swift Seiko. Walnut stock.
Untraceable.
I still know my business.
She was beautiful.
Yes, she was.
I'm sorry I never met her.
So you came to watch the big match?
Too good to miss.
You must have gone to a lot of trouble to find me.
Not so much as I had getting a ticket.
Oh, and a big right there from Wade. This American's looking absolutely astonished.
Come on, Billy boy, you're murdering him.
Oh, Wade's piling in now. He's trying to seize the advantage, but Charlie Roscoe, he's such a good boxer. He's much too experienced. Look at this neat footwork.
Leading ballet dancer.
Shut up, Ingrid.
Fine bit of
We
boxing.
all know Billy's your cousin. You look like him in a pair of shorts anyway.
Well, Roscoe settled down again after that little setback. Another little flick towards that tiny bruise above Wade's left eye. Now that might spell trouble ahead, don't you think, Henry Cooper?
Yep.
Our Henry
So,
would have murdered a bloke like Roscoe by now.
He's got his boxing in a nice...
Can I make a phone call?
I think Wade's
Help yourself, there's one in the kitchen.
But I agree, there's a definite graze around Billy's eye. I noticed them working on it in the corner. I reckon it happened, you know, just when Roscoe was warned by Ref Red Bunny.
Doesn't say much, does he?
Maybe you don't go a bundle on boxing.
Well, Wade was always going to be the underdog. In the
You sure it's all right being mixed up in this?
Most people thought he ever would.
Look, I just supply the hardware.
And Wade certainly can't
Besides,
take any chances.
I know the man he works for.
Keeps on his toes and tries to keep out of trouble.
Hello?
It's Edward. I'm phoning from Bruce's place.
Hang on. Yeah.
I'm on to him.
Good.
Just to find out where he's staying. Shouldn't be too taxing.
Right. Make sure you get what you came for first. Then deal with him.
Well, I don't know how long they'll let this go on. Oh, it's all over. It's all over. It had to be stopped.
Never started in the
Referee
first
thought to let
place.
it. He had no
None of
doubt
your
at all.
family ever got past
Well, I must
punch-ups
say,
in the
at one
playground.
stage, Billy Wade looked like giving Roscoe a run for his money.
Well, he certainly did, Harry. I thought that the first 1 or 2 rounds he did very well.
See?
He's a real brave kid.
Stinks in here. I'm going to let some air in.
Rotten
The fight anyway. You can have it. Just as well we're not punters paying for our seats. Makes you wonder what old England's coming to, doesn't it?
Bloody place has never been the same without us.
By the way, Eddie, what's the target? Or should I say who?
Don't ask.
Lord, how did you get in?
Not too difficult in my job. Enjoying yourself?
Immensely.
Oh, good shot. That's a super shot. 4 more to border. Goes to 162. Your ball is taken now. Crucial time for both sides. Australia 6 wickets in hand. England need the breakthrough.
in Sydney?
5 years.
Oh, since your wife died.
Yes, they organised the transfer for me. I didn't want to stay in Brisbane. You'd better take my hat. You're starting to look like a pond.
Oh. Bit of a surprise finding you'd become a policeman. Not to mention a mayor constable.
Oh, you remember me. Jerking things as usual, dodging the column.
Whatever suits you. Do they know the sort of responsibility you once had?
It was a long time ago. What about you? Still the boss?
Well, not for much longer. The whole scene's much bigger, brasher, more complex. Yet on some levels it still seems to operate in the same old way.
I bet.
Smooth patches to crises, successes to failures. You just try to keep the ratio on your side. By and large, it's running pretty well.
It must be for you to find the time.
Cricket's a useful cover. This way?
Yes. To suit you.
You didn't think of London?
I seldom think of it at all.
Everything's changed, Jack.
So you said.
It also means that what you did has been forgotten and forgiven.
Has it?
At least by me. I'm counting you in again.
After 12 years.
That means your position's restored completely. That's how much I believe you need it.
The position is I'm an Australian citizen now.
Sure, it can be sorted out.
Maybe none of it can be sorted out that easily.
Minnie, please.
None for me. I'm back on duty in an hour.
Is there a telephone? I have to make a call.
Yeah. It's Chris.
Who is he?
He's my father. Get an ambulance.
Why didn't you tell us?
Tell you what.
Who you really are?
I'm in my family. My father. So what? Who knows anything about yours?
My old man is an English baronet. Or millionaire boss of a chemical company. Even I've heard of Bartholomew Raval. John Clifton Bartholomew. Jesus, you're a sir yourself now, Jack, because of this.
Can we skip the details about me? He's dead back there in that mortuary.
And we want to know why. Has he ever visited you before?
No, I cut myself off from him and the rest of the family after I left England.
So I gather. We think it could be a case of mistaken identity. This is yours. You gave it to him. You're of similar build, both wearing dark trousers and a light blue shirt.
Shit!
Yeah, if it's true.
There's no motive for killing me either.
No? There may be an answer in here. After school, Bryanston, you went to Cambridge to read economics. but decided you didn't want to go into big business after all. Quit university, end of first term, joined the army, lieutenant in the Royal Marines. It's truth, you've been hiding your light under a bushel, haven't you, Jack?
The way I wanted it.
When you finally joined the family firm, Bartholomew Revell. 2 years later, you resigned. You had to go. You leaked a story to the newspapers about one of your own company's defense contracts and caused a big embarrassment to the Bartholomews.
My father had forgiven me. Where'd you get all that dope on me?
Routine from Canberra. You know what they're like, Jack, when you're not a true Australian born in the bush.
Okay, that's me. Now, what about the bastard with the gun?
Had a good game of tennis, sir?
Quite got my eye in. An extra pillow for my room, sir.
Yeah, right you are, sir, will they?
143.
You botched it. You let him get away.
I don't send you 12,000 miles with 10 long ones in your pocket to wave to the geezer across the car park. Jesus, Eddie, you got him on tape, you got pictures. What more do you want? His inside leg measurement and hat size?
Don't worry, I'll find him.
You got the book?
Yeah.
And?
It's all in there.
Good.
Vinci Street, Neutral Bay, level up in the harbour. Grade 9, you read? Yeah, we read. Turning. Roger, advise to proceed with extreme caution.
What's this? What's going on?
The lads are checking.
What, on me?
Your things, your father's. Standard procedure, Jack.
You might have damn well told me. What do you expect to find? If I had even the remotest idea of why this happened, I'd tell you. Now, instead of searching me, you should be after the man who pulled the trigger and including me in the investigation team.
Not the kind of help you can give us, I'm afraid.
If he's English, he must have got the gun locally.
You didn't hear me, officer. For the moment, you're suspended duty.
It's for you, Inspector.
Hello, Gibson. Yeah. Okay. Your father was killed by pure bloody chance. Caught in a crossfire.
What?
Not the error we thought, mistaking him for you. The whole thing was a bloody mistake. The gunman was trying to shoot down some other bloke who ran off.
How do you know about that?
Eyewitness, Greek waiter. Saw him escape. The target is a bloke from London. So the theory about a visiting sharpshooter may be correct.
Who was this target?
His name is Brian Pollard. Arrived in Australia a few months ago. Bought a flat cash down on the proceeds of a gang raid in London. He'd done a bunk with most of the money. So it's a fair bet his friends have been looking for him ever since. Now his flat's been ransacked, his safe blown open. Pollard has vanished.
You find him, you'll find who killed my father.
You sure I can't get you some breakfast?
No, thanks, Dimitri.
Okay, then you have this. On the house. So, does this mean you're going back to live in England?
It means I have to take his body home when they release it.
It's a bloody senseless accident.
It's no accident.
Take it easy, Jack.
Well, everyone seems to be taking it easy.
The law will come up with something. It was me who saw the Pommy run for his life.
So you know this guy, Pollard?
Oh, he's been here several times. And every time with a new chick. Yesterday it was the bubbly black one. Didn't you notice her?
Did you tell Inspector Gibson about her?
No, because she'd gone when the shooting started.
But you know who she is?
Yeah, she's a singer from London. I don't know where she's staying, but I know the nightclub she's appearing at. She's a backup singer. Her name's Julie Columbus.
Winning hearts in town tonight. No time
Thanks for coming over.
You got a police ID? Why do you have to speak to me urgently?
It's a nice song.
Crap. You didn't hear much of it. I saw you come in.
You must get fed up with always warbling way behind, eh?
It's a living. Some of us do quite well out of it. Now, maybe you'd like to get to the point.
All right. A man was murdered yesterday at the old wharf in the cafe where you were sitting.
Yes, I heard. Terrible.
And the man who died was my father.
I'm sorry. And you're on the case. Well, why do you have to see me?
You were with Brian Pollard.
Brian? What's he got to do with it?
You're a friend of his.
Now, hold on a minute.
He was the one who was supposed to be gunned down.
For God's sake, is that true?
That really surprised you?
What do you mean, really?
Well, don't you know about Pollard? The police here have him marked down as a villain.
What's he supposed to have done?
A gang robbery in London, then he escaped the loot.
Well, I don't know anything about that. I take people as I find them. Brian seemed a nice guy. I met him in this club and he's taken me out once or twice. That's all.
Big spender, is he?
Not on me. I don't think I like this anymore.
Look, I've never met him. And he may be good company, but he's vanished. Now, somebody tried to blow his head off. Now, I'm not after Pollard. I just want the man with the gun.
If you don't know where he is, I can't help you.
He's still in danger.
Look, I've told you all I know. Now, if you don't mind, I've another number coming up.
Julie? No, I'm sorry, love. I'm gonna have to stand you up tonight.
Am I glad?
Why?
Where are you?
I'd rather not say. What's up?
Look, I must see you. You better not come to the hotel. It's better if we meet in the morning. Okay? All right, where?
Taronga Park Ferry.
Copper Bartholomew came to the club last night.
Well, not here, love. Let's go somewhere else and talk, eh?
After I left you yesterday, there was a shooting.
Yeah, I know.
And I know why you're on the run. They want to kill you.
Does Copper tell you that?
Yes. He had good reason to.
What do you mean?
It was his father who was shot by mistake.
Jesus Christ.
He wants to help you.
Yeah, I bet. Look, it wasn't my fault.
He knows that, but he just wants to catch the killer. And you can tell the police who it is.
Not bloody likely, darling. I've come this far on my own. I'll take my own chances.
Bartholomew says the police will protect you.
I don't want anything to do with the law, thanks.
What, because of the stolen money?
Brian, no!
She's right, Pollard. Don't be stupid. I'm unarmed and off duty. I just want to talk.
You're a copper.
I tried to explain to Julie, didn't I? There's only one man I'm looking for.
Sorry about your old man, but there's no bloody deal.
What's the difference? They're onto you, Pollard. They've got your number. Just give me theirs.
Don't make me have to use this, Bartholomew.
So now we've got 2 killings. And the phone on my desk won't stop ringing from the office upstairs. And we'll have reporters pestering us because you are who you are, Sir Jack.
This is ABC News, your presenter Graham Linden.
A second murder in Sydney this morning by the same mystery gunman believed to be English. The latest killing took place at Bradley's Head Lighthouse on a jetty where a high-powered rifle was used to shoot the victim. Police are appealing for assistance from the public. Anyone with any information should contact Central Police on 20966.
David.
Several witnesses were able to help the police build up an identikit picture of the killer who stole a car at nearby Taronga Park Zoo to make his escape. Anyone who knows this man or thinks they may have seen him anywhere in Sydney in the past few days was asked to tell the police immediately.
There's no way you'll be able to go through the airport, not with that description, Ab. You better stay here for a while I try and fix things up. I'll work on a pal at the docks.
Leave Sydney by ship.
Only as far as Hong Kong. Then you can catch a plane.
4 wheels or 2? I want it all.
Snow or surf? I want it all.
Twigs, give... Turns out he was staying at the same hotel as your girl singer.
So you're onto him then?
Nope. He checked in on a fake British passport and checked out before we got a trace on him.
Was there any luck finding out where this came from?
Stolen months ago from a farmer up at Kurrajong. Jack, in this department, we like to do our police work in our own way. We'll continue pursuing the case, but the formalities over your father's body will be completed in a couple of days. You'd better take him back to England.
We commend unto thy hands, most merciful Father, the soul of this, our dear brother, James Frederick, departed, and we therefore commit his body to the ground, earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And we beseech thine infinite goodness to give us grace to live in thy fear and love, and die in thy favor. But when the judgment shall come, which thou hast committed to thy well-beloved Son, both this our brother and we may be found acceptable in thy sight.
My God, after all these years, and that accent.
Doesn't even look like our brother anymore.
Do you think he's the sort of person that uses sheep dip for aftershave?
Coming back to the house?
It is rather expected of you.
No, thanks. I don't know anyone here except you. And we can catch up with each other in a few days after you're fully recovered.
When do you plan to go back to Australia?
Ah, well, now, that depends.
On what?
Well, I know you thought I jumped off the edge of the earth, but he found me. And I reckon we've got a few things to discuss.
Such as?
Family matters. Why don't I call past the office next week?
If you insist.
I gather the old firm's in a new building. Sounds like a real beauty.
Yes.
And I think I should meet the company lawyer.
That'll be me.
Oh, really, sis? I didn't know. Good on you.
Sir Jack Bartholomew.
Plain Mistral, do.
Right. Especially as we're in the same business.
And who are you?
Detective Sergeant McBride, City Police, with just a few questions. You mind if we have a chat?
Couldn't you have waited till another day?
Well, the law doesn't stop work for funerals. I'm sure you know they're often part of the job.
Is it about my father?
In connection with his death, and that of Brian Pollard's.
Is there any news from the Sydney end?
One thing we're very interested in, yes. Pollard had a small black book on him. Did he mention that book to you?
No.
It contained details of the money from the Moorgate Bank job he and his pals pulled in August. 380 grand. And then Pollard, who was the driver, double-crossed them and scarpered with the lot.
So I gather.
You see, we reckon he only took part of the loot to Australia. Put the rest in numbered accounts and left it with minders.
So the record's in the book?
Yeah. We're after the bloke behind the job. The big backer who wouldn't even have taken part.
And tracking down the man who murdered my father, aren't you?
Ah, well, that's down to another bunch of boys at the yard, between them and the Sydney CID. I dare say something might turn up. After all, our man probably went to Australia to get the book.
And that's all you damn well want or care about, eh?
No, I never said that. We all have our own different departments and priorities. I'm sure you understand.
So who do I contact?
I've no idea. I don't expect you to learn much. After all, you may be a copper in your own patch, but here you're just another civvy, Mr. Bartholomew. Don't forget your seatbelt.
Oh, it's all over. It's all over. It had to be stopped. But I must say, at one stage, the way it looked like giving Roscoe a run for his money.
Well, he certainly did, Harry. I thought the first one or two rounds he did very well.
Amen.
So you're leaving us tomorrow, eh, miss?
Yep, straight back to London.
They've got blizzards there, so the paper says. What?
Never mentioned this.
Do you know him?
Yes.
He's some story, eh? Pounding the beat 1 minute, title the next. And the killer stayed in this hotel.
You did?
Yeah, pretending to be a tennis player. Police found his empty holdall. I reckon he carried the shotgun in it.
Where'd you get that?
Oh, one of the guests chucked it away in a garbage bin. I kept it for the boxing. I didn't know there was a wedding on the end of it.
Oh, Ron, do us a favour, will you, mate? See that blue Mini over there? Whack some money in the parking meter, eh?
Who the hell are you?
It's quite a change, all this. Very imposing.
Do I know you?
Who used to beat the shit out of you at table tennis lunchtimes in the basement of the old building?
Mr. Jack. Oh.
Just Jack. It's good to see you, Ron.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'd like to see Miss Bridget Bartholomew, thanks.
Have you an appointment?
Vaguely, I said I'd be in round about now.
I'm afraid she doesn't see anyone without an appointment.
You just tell her, she'll see me.
Who shall I say?
Bartholomew. Jack Bartholomew.
Well, in that case, this must be for you. It arrived in this morning's mail, addressed to you, care of the firm.
Yeah, thanks, it's for me.
Miss Bridget's on the 19th floor. Left cell over there.
Please stand clear of the closing doors. Floor 19.
See you.
Going up.
Neither Philip nor I are quite sure what you think there is to discuss, Jack. From the legal point of view, the position's very clear. When you resigned, you forfeited all share in the business.
In accordance with your own forcefully expressed wishes. And you were cut out of the family inheritance as well.
The law of primogeniture ensures that the title, for what it's worth, passes to you as eldest son, but...
Beyond that...
I suppose you hoped that I'd pegged it. Then you'd be Sir Philip.
Not at all. The way things are going, I expect to gain a title for myself, by myself. Rather more satisfying.
It's nice to know the business is in good shape.
Are you suggesting you're expecting something more?
How long is it since our father handed over the reins?
As far as death duties are concerned, fortunately in the nick of time.
He was still active as company chairman, with Philip as chief executive and managing director. But it gave him more time to relax, watch the cricket and so on.
Not your game, eh, Philip?
And just what is yours, Jack? As Bridget's explained, there's really very little connection between...
What, between the whiz kids of industry and a humble Australian copper?
If you like. Yes, I couldn't have put it better myself.
Look, both Philip and I have busy schedules. If all you came here for was
You
to
just
trade
hold on to your
insults.
stockwood, darling. There's a couple of questions that I want some answers to. Like whether he was happy with you in control.
I thought we'd made it clear. The running of this company has nothing whatever to do with you.
So why was he so keen to bring me home? He didn't come out to Sydney just to watch the test.
What you and he talked about on a personal level is of no interest here.
Well, maybe this is. That's the last will and testament made out in the offices of Perry, Yeldon and Lynn, Macquarie Street, Sydney. It's just been sent to me. You wouldn't have a copy machine round here just in case.
What does it say?
Father wanted to leave him his shares.
Well, James has left me his voting shares, 20%, same as yours. The rest is publicly owned, right? Oh, he was sharp. Crafty old fox. Nipping off to the lawyers before watching the cricket. That means a seat on the board, I think.
Now, hold on. This has to be tested and proven.
You won't get it without a fight.
And it'll take some time.
I can wait.
Here, in London?
Maybe.
Sorry to disturb you. There's a call from Mr. Jack. I mean, Sir Jack.
Thanks. Well, hooroo, as we say.
Hope you don't mind. I couldn't think of anywhere else to get you. Well, you were on all the Sydney front pages. Yes, I just arrived back.
I'm sorry about Pollard.
Never mind that. Now, we both have a reason for helping to find the gunman.
What do you have in mind?
Well, I got a hold of something that might give the police a lead. Can we meet later?
Sure.
There. See, it's Brian.
Maybe it was used to identify him. Looks like a wedding, but where?
I don't know. There's a boxing match and something else after this. I know that group. Sang at the same gig as them once.
Oh, thanks for the use of the machine.
Only too pleased to help.
Look, is there a bar here?
Executive bar on the 23rd floor.
Here, it's my brother Jack going into the lift with the girl. Did you see him?
Yes, Mr. Phillip. They've gone up to the bar.
God, he's got a nerve. Not content with entertaining on the premises, he's had a car on us.
It's only a Mini.
Well, what are we going to do about brother Jack? You're the lawyer.
Put him on a surfboard, send him back to Bondi Beach?
No, seriously.
All right. We might try buying him off.
You don't remember what he was like. Stubborn as hell, always determined to win.
Sounds like he thrashed you at Monopoly.
Too often.
I've never had a drink in the city before. Are you going to join this club?
I think I own part of it. So, tell me about this group.
They're called the Sixth Form.
Are they really public school types?
You never can tell. Cheers.
Look, would you know where I could find them? It might be a help in finding out who put the tape together.
Shouldn't the police here handle it?
They've seen me already. They're more interested in a robbery than they are a murder committed 12,000 miles away.
The robbery Brian was involved in.
Yeah. It's a pity we don't know where his picture was taken.
You might be luckier with the Sixth Form. Are you going to follow it up yourself?
Hello?
Excuse me. I'm told I might find that the Sixth Form is here. You're looking at them. But I haven't seen them in their school uniform. That's their grown-up image.
Oh, no. Oh, that's murder, man.
Bloody liable.
Turn it off, Nige, for God's sake.
We ought to sue anybody if it shows it.
Don't worry, just tell me where it was done.
Oh, that's easy. It was back last Easter. Bishop's Field gig.
Yeah, where's that?
A real dump. Stadium near Croydon. It was a cold night, lousy turnout. We only just made our guarantee.
Would you know who made the video?
You remember him poking his camera at us?
I remember.
We don't like being filmed if we won't pay for it, right? So I goes to him, you got a deal with our manager for this? And he goes, I don't need a deal. I own this stadium.
That's right. Name's Gavin Winchell.
That's right. I did video the Sixth Form when they were on here.
So it was your tape, Mr. Winchell?
Well, yeah, I suppose it is. Don't know about the boxing on it.
And what about this bit?
No idea who these two are. You say the tape turned up in Australia?
Yes.
Must have been passed on.
How come?
Well, I haven't had the tape for some time. I gave it to a friend for his daughter. He asked me to video the group as a favour.
And who's his friend?
He's American. He went back to the States ages ago. So what's a 6-week-old boxing match doing on there? He must have given it away to someone. English tapes are no good over there, are they?
He was in Sydney, and he was murdered. So was another man. And the killer must have bought the tape from London.
Christ. Are you serious, Mr.
Jack Bartholomew.
You a detective?
As well as being police, I have a personal reason for wanting to find the gunman. And that's all I've got to go on.
Sorry, I can't help you. As I say, it's an old tape.
Then you wouldn't mind me keeping it?
I'll take it. I don't want it. Sorry, I can't be more help.
Thanks anyway.
He hid a picture while you were there.
He sure did.
Wonder whose picture it was.
I was a girl. I couldn't see it properly from my side of the desk there.
Well, it's certain enough to make this Winchell guy a suspect. Do you think he could be Mr. Big behind robberies?
I don't know. The stadium looks like a successful business. You just never can tell.
So, you serious about staying in London?
Oh, maybe for a while. I'll see how it goes.
How about the Sydney police?
The force will survive without me.
Uh-huh. There.
Oh, this is beautiful, yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
All right.
Must have cost you a bob or two, eh?
Well, I got it quite cheap a few years ago before the prices went through the roof.
That's one thing you never lack in Sydney.
What's that?
It's a water view.
Would you like a drink?
Yep, on one condition. You told me something about yourself.
Well, there's not much to tell.
Oh, come on. Big poster on the wall. Is that you solo?
Should never have the fuzz over for supper. Okay. I was solo. I even made a few modest hits. Got ripped off by my manager. Tried to sue him. Lost. Oh, maybe I'll go solo again sometime.
I hope so.
And you? You're solo?
I'll tell you about it sometime.
Going back to this man, Gavin Winchell. If he's a crime boss, how do you prove it?
Oh, maybe I should just put the yard onto him. That's all they want, anyhow.
He'll be on his guard now, won't he?
Sure. And that wouldn't please a certain Sergeant McBride.
It might be worth a little more digging. With some help? Well, I used a private eye when my manager ripped me off. Fred Hurley. He's an old-fashioned guy, but he's good. As a matter of fact, he's in the city, too. Like your family business. Only a bit more down market.
Fred Hurley.
The very same. Before you take another step, let me take a picture of you for our files.
How do you know I'll be on your files?
Well, one doesn't go into a lawyer's office just to pass the time, does one? Same with inquiry agents. You're a case as soon as you come up in that lift.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Hurley.
Fred will do. What's yours?
Jack Bartholomew.
Oh, take a seat, Jack.
Thanks.
A little unsharp. You moved. Now then, what did you come to see me about?
I was about to say I wanted you to do some...
Well, go on, say it. To do some legwork.
Yes. You are the private eye that did a job last year for Julie Columbus.
Julia Columbus.
Yes.
Yeah, my father handled the case. Frederick the Great. I'm Frederick the Lesser.
Is she around?
That is his bowler, but I'm afraid dear old Dad popped it last year, whilst having a drink in his local on his way home. Funny thing, only time he ever forgot his hat.
So you're You're running things in his place?
Oh, well, I always did look after the office. You know, everyone expected me to shut up shop, but I thought, why should I? So I put some of the money he left me into new labour-saving equipment. Improved communications, computer links...
Even so, Fred, I don't think you can cope with my problem. I think it'll involve quite a bit of legwork.
Oh, except for going home, I never leave this desk. For that sort of work, I hire other people. Gumshoes with feet. But I direct operations from here. I ought to mention, my father started the City Investigation Bureau when he was demobbed. As the name implies, we do mainly city-style investigations, office embezzlement, theft, employers' references, insurance claims, that sort of thing. Compared to the popular image of private eyes, I'm afraid it's rather dull stuff.
I might liven things up a bit.
What's your problem?
Robbery. Murder.
Wonderful.
Cathay Pacific announced the departure of their flight CX-251, Hong Kong to London Gatwick.
Good flight, Mr. Hurst. I hope you enjoyed your stay in Hong Kong. Fabulous.
Doorway of a registry office. Might take a while to identify. Attractive young lady. Asian. Looks rather nervous.
Yeah.
So, you think Winchell's a setter-upper of robberies and behind the chap with the shooter?
Could be.
I'll run a check on him through my sources. See if he's got form.
What sources?
Well, a good computer hacker never reveals those. Especially when you're a copper.
Well, over here I'm not. It might be an idea to have Winchell followed for a few days. And I can give you the description of the gunman. He might be back in London by now.
Something's not right, though, Jack.
Oh, what's not right?
Well, someone wants the little book that leads to a fortune. And they want it badly. So they get hold of the book. But why murder as well? It's too personal.
Revenge is pretty personal.
Yes, but why draw attention like that? No? There's got to be more to it. Look, I've been thinking. You've already done half the job. You're quite good at it, really.
Thanks, Fred.
Well, if you are busy, why not keep on with it?
All right. Under your orders, of course.
Well, Winchell might be a tough nut to crack. But what about Brian Pollard? Pollard belonged to a gang and the gang killed him. I bet my sources will find form on computer. Why not follow him up before he toddled off to Sydney?
How'd you find me?
Your son had several convictions.
Runs in the family. They let me out to his funeral tomorrow. The body was returned from Sydney yesterday. I wanted Brian to be buried at home.
I was at a funeral myself on Tuesday. My father's.
Well, I hope you found that bastard that killed them both.
If you can think of anything that might help.
I've already had a copper here.
Sergeant McBride.
You didn't get a thing out of me. With Brian dead, they can go to hell.
Mrs. Pollard, do you know what your son was up to before he went to Australia?
Didn't tell me a thing about what he was doing. That's straight up.
You said you didn't cooperate with McBride. So you were keeping something from him.
I wasn't in the nick a few months ago, right? Brian didn't live with me and Ken, that's my boyfriend. But he come round to the house once or twice. And that's when he gave me some money. Quite a lot. Well, 100 or 2.
From a job, you mean?
I don't know. But I do know it wasn't from the Moorgate raid that McBride was going on about, because that was after.
After what?
After he said he got married.
Who did he marry?
He wouldn't tell me. I never knew.
Kiss Brian, give her a kiss. There you go. Oh, that's it.
So, it was a great pleasure, Mr. and Mrs. Ashby. Thank you.
Thank you.
I trust you'll both be very happy.
Could I have a word?
Yes, that'll be £15, including VAT for the flowers and any gratuity if you...
No, sorry, look, I'm not part of this. I just want your help.
Oh, yes?
A man called Brian Pollard was married here last July to this girl.
Indeed. Yes.
Well, I'm a friend trying to make contact. I'm not having much luck.
How many marriages do you think we've done since then? Don't expect me to recall one couple.
But Pollard's name and the girls and the witnesses must be in your book.
Unless you have some official standing, I can't give you any information.
Why not? It's a matter of record.
I'm sorry, I can't help you.
You were talking earlier about a tip.
Certainly not. That's quite different. Now, if you'll kindly leave, my next ceremony is almost due.
Most likely it was a fix. Or he'd have given you the girl and the witnesses for a backhander.
What do you mean a fix?
Come here. Let me have a look at that photo. Oh, yeah, she looks Asian.
Yeah.
See, it's a phony marriage paid for by one side to get round the immigration. You can tell by the looks that goes on. Now, if a registrar's suspicious, he's not supposed to go through with it. But some of them, like him, well, it's a nice little earner, isn't it? I mean, they're all at it. The Indians, Greeks, even the Aussies since they made you foreign. So you can become British at a stroke nowadays through marriage brokers.
Listen, do you know who runs this sort of business, finding partners?
It was one or two about. All I know is that the main fix around this area, London, well, he's got an accent like yours. They call him Matilda, if you know what I mean.
Yeah? Who is it?
I thought I ought to let you know. He turned up with their photograph.
Not an Aussie by any chance?
Yes, he is an Australian. How did you know?
Excuse me, mate. Would you know of a guy around here called Matilda? Hello?
What can I do for you?
You Matilda?
That depends.
Can we have a chat?
You are a long way from home. Would you like a Vegemite sandwich?
No, thanks.
Where are you from, darling?
Sydney. Name's Jack Bartholomew.
Well, you want to get married, right? That's a bit of a waste, but I never let it get in the way of business. Come along through. I was just doing the customer. I'm a local hairdresser. Thursdays I go up the Earl's Court. Sorry to keep you waiting, sweetie.
It's all right, silly.
Right, now we'll give you a rinse. Come on, head over the basin. There we are. That's it.
Look, I'm not after a work permit or a wife. I want some help of the official kind.
Oh, I don't see what I can do for you, sport. I'm just an old romantic. Bringer of happiness.
Cut the Mary Poppins routine, Matilda. I need your help.
You come all this way on a case?
You play it straight and you won't be involved. Do you remember somebody called Brian Pollard?
Sure. Hunky young bloke who took the plunge.
Well, with you as matchmaker?
He was stone broke.
So he became a husband for a price. Well, who put up the ante? Does the name Winchell mean anything to you?
Jack!
You've got some explaining to do, Mr. Bartholomew.
Sergeant McBride. This is Fred Hurley. Fred Hurley, Sergeant McBride.
We know who he is. Been following you since the report you visited Rita Pollard in prison.
Someone else seems to be getting the tip-off as well.
What the hell are you up to?
Like it says on the window, City Investigation. How are yours going?
Don't get smart-ass with me.
I don't know who those thugs were.
Why did you visit Brian Pollard's mother?
As you know, I was there when he was shot.
Expressing your sympathies, eh?
Ask her.
I did, at the funeral.
I can't imagine you caught her in the right mood.
Great. Now what is this Mickey Mouse outfit involved in, eh?
I bet you kick cripples.
Now listen. You withhold any valuable information or obstruct our inquiries, and you're in trouble all the way up to Australia House.
Just as well they turned up. Any luck with Matilda?
You bet. It seems our friend Gavin Winchell has a wife somewhere who won't divorce him.
So?
His girlfriend, Madeline, needs a British passport. So Winchell pays someone to marry her. A complete stranger.
Brian Pollard.
Bang on.
It's not only bold, it's also rather foolish of you to come here.
So you're going to get your old blokes to do a job on me again,
I don't like being hounded.
Just try to draw a picture.
Now I know who you are. I realise the shock you must have suffered. And the effect is obviously out.
It's a small matter of my police badge.
Over here, you're just playing copper, sunshine.
Yeah, and discovering you signed the marriage certificate.
So I did Brian Pollard a favour. He needed money.
Well, he certainly got it in the end, didn't he? Bags of it. And that's why you had him killed, or was it?
Who's going to believe any of this? I run a thriving business. And I have very good lawyers, so I'd watch your step.
Is there any chance of having a word to Madeline? Oh, Mrs. Pollard, I should say. You must have been desperate to keep her in Britain.
No chance, because you're just leaving.
Does he know?
No, never mind him. It's our Edward we got to worry about. If they connect him with me. What time's his plane due?
In an hour.
Right, we'll collect him and the book personally. You stay here and watch Madeline. Keep her out of sight.
Hello.
Hi, Julie.
Oh, it's you, Jack.
Yeah, look, I need your help.
Where are you?
I'm in a phone box in Marlow. Yeah, I've just been to Winchell's place.
Marlow.
How soon can you get over here?
Hello, friend. May I call you brother? Because the difference in the color of our skin don't matter in the eyes of the Lord. And in our Pentecostal church, we pray for all our brothers and sisters everywhere. The sick, the starving, and for world leaders.
No, sorry.
No, sorrow is what we all should feel. Look, before you close the door, think of the door you're closing against your heart and the happiness that Jesus can bring you.
Foley! Somebody in the garden.
I was an air hostess. Met Gavin on one of his trips. He used to take me out whenever I was in London. And when his wife left, I gave up work and came to stay here.
Apart from the stadium, did you know about his other business?
Not at first.
You didn't get out, did you?
Couldn't.
Look, she was frightened. Go easy, Jack.
I'm sorry. Officially, though, you weren't supposed to be in Britain.
They were going to deport me. I wish I'd let them.
So your boyfriend decided to marry you off, so to speak?
Yes.
So they found Brian Pollard.
You know about that?
Did Winchell tell you he was dead?
I was really shocked. I guess they'd sent a man to Australia, but I thought it was just to get the money back. I didn't realize he was also getting his own back.
Well, because the new boyfriend double-crossed him.
Brian wouldn't have done it. But on the day of the robbery, Gavin found out.
Found out what?
That Brian and I had slept together. It only happened once when Gavin was away. Brian was very good looking, you know.
I know.
And my legal husband, as he put it. It was stupid of me. I'd had too much to drink. Anyway, I managed to warn Brian, and that's when he took off.
The man they sent to Sydney.
Shapik.
Where is he now?
Stiff and cold.
How was Australia?
I'd refer to Burley yogurt. It supports a living culture.
I thought that was LA. You got the book?
Yep.
Zurich, Bahamas, Norfolk Island. Never knew he had it in him.
Might have hidden himself a bit better.
Yeah, no imagination. Sydney Harbour, it's like going to ground in Essex.
Nice you to meet me.
Save you the bus fare.
What's this?
You blew it, Eddie.
You see what I mean about your seatbelt? Are you all right?
I've spent the last 12 years upside down.
Oh, God, Jack, are you okay?
Yeah. Let's go and take young Fred out for a drink.
Can't wait to meet him.
I need to talk to him about some work.
You need work? With all those shares in a city company?
I haven't got him yet. My dear Pommy brother and sister will start up the sort of legal stonewall you haven't seen since the days of Greg Chappell.
I think it's very funny. You, Sir Jack Bartholomew, a private eye right on their doorstep.
Yeah.
Also, you've a title, but you're Australian.
Adopted Australian.
We British near want to kick you out.
But I'll just look around for a phony wife.
Phony?
Depends on the Sheila.
Call Me Mister returns next week at 9:30. And a little later than usual, The Brothers next.